Hey guys, this is a little addendum update to the Skyforge Let's Play I uploaded a little bit ago. So a couple other things unlocked shortly after I did the video. One of which is which I feel is a pretty important thing. You eventually get to the point in the game where the story of the game says you are starting to get enough followers to where people are worshipping you, which is because in this game you are an immortal and eventually get enough followers to make you become a god and get your own statue. Like this one here, which is modeled after the face of your character, which is kind of cool. Don't really know what else this will entail at the moment, but one thing it does do is it grants you access to followers, which are some of these guys right here. Now you see that they have placeholder names like Plankaris Windbag, who is someone that you could actually hire or recruit to work in one of your temples, which is the over in here. Now you see that I've already got a couple of them unlocked. So I've got a temple in Dawn Plateau, a temple in Casalia, and a temple in Cimeralis. And then you'll see right here you have a couple more where you can unlock them at. And some of them you have recruited already, I've leveled up, which you can train over in here with, so I need like 2 engineers to train one, and I will lose one of those engineers. The cost here is gifts, which you get by doing missions and the temples that you've done. So, like, I could run a mission right now if I had the resources for it. Like, for this one, I would say, so if I wanted to have one of my adepts scan the surroundings, because it says it found a radio transmission from prowlers, which I'm guessing are like another word for bandits, then you can send your followers out. You'll get a reward, which you use for training your people and more followers. So you see what this means. This does also impact the your skill point, your prestige down in the corner here. So this definitely is something that you could do, but it also looks to be one of the major money sinks, because when I first got access to this I was at about 75,000. Now I'm down to 13,000, and money is, I want to say it's difficult. It's not difficult to make in the game, but you definitely feel a little bit of a crunch right around the time you make these or get access to these. The other thing that I found, or also the temples let you gain access to certain things. So like this temple has giving me a critical chance increase, and you can get more of these unlocked by giving them relics, which you will find while you're doing your questing out in the game. So that's not, so you can only have one of these open available to you at a time. So it's not like it's a major thing, it's just a small little bonus for you. The other thing is that I did figure out how you get access to their classes, and this is where one of my major concerns for the game comes in at. So if you look at the atlas, you see the path that the paladin takes, and started off here, went through, and I get to where Radiant Aspect. Now this is the ultimate skill for the paladin. It's basically just one really gigantic ground slam. And then once I've acquired this, I get access to the Ascension Atlas, which is the like upper echelon. So you have these small little like sphere grid, and then you have access to the bigger sphere grid. So like right here you see Cryomancer and Lightbinder, which are the other 2 classes that you have access to already in the corner right here. But say I wanted to eventually become a different class and get access to one of the new classes. Say I wanted to become a Necromancer. Well, to get to it, normally you would have to travel all the way through here, across and down, across through here, down, down, down some more, down a little more. Actually, I went too far. Down through. Okay, so we're gonna go down through here, over, and then down. So you can see, so like I right click and find the path. So this little light blue path you see, or darker blue path here, is the path you would take to get to it. And that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 major nodes that basically I would have to travel through in some distance, and each of them costs, let's see, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 37, 39, 40, 41, 42, 43, 44, 45. That's 46 nodes for me just to unlock the nearest class to me. And each of these nodes is anywhere between, see, like 250, 250, 250, 250. And, like, again, 250, 250, 250. So you're talking thousands upon thousands of red, green, and blue sparks to get access to them. And the sparks are pretty hard to come by. So, like, I'm going to go back to where the overworld map is to show you guys just how little I'm getting. Now, I don't know if they're going to reduce the cost on these to make it easier or what have you, but I think, personally, I suspect this is going to be how they're going to make their money. They're going to put the classes behind a paywall and have it be so that if you want to get access to the classes sooner, that you pay them like $5 or $10 or what have you to get available to access to the class immediately. Now, it's like the list is show that you can eventually get access to them on your own, but let's go see how many skill points or sparks you need. So here's the world map for me. So let's say I wanted to do the Thias Temple here. So this is a rather high-end level class or like area I've done before, and so I would get 89 by itself, and then times 2, which is going to be 170. So that's not too bad, honestly. And then plus with the additional bonuses you get from like doing the fast response and finishing strikes, I could probably get maybe 100 or maybe close to 190 or 200 points, which seems good, right? But again, we go back to the atlas here, and we look at the green nodes that we're going to see. What's the nearest green node? So see, okay, blue, red, blue, 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 green. So here's the first green node, 195. So I'd be able to pay for this one green node, and that would be it. And then here's the next green node, so it's 115. So there's 185. So 115. So we're already at, that's 800 green points, green nodes by themselves. 800. 915. 250. There's our first 250. So how many 250 we got? 2, 3. Okay. So 500. So we're already close to 1600. Here's 2000 or 1800, 2050, 22 to 2300 green sparks, and that's just for the green sparks. And this has mission again, it has a multiplier on it. So normally I would just get 89, and now let's say if I want to do this one. This is a 5-minute instance, so I hit 197, which is nice. But again, like these things, they give you a rough estimate on time. It's 18 minutes. Well, I'm playing as a paladin. It's going to take me longer. This is going to be 197. This might be 40 minutes. This might be a little bit shorter. This might be a little longer. It all depends on who you're going to be playing with. And then there's a 15-minute one, which again is paladin. Probably take me a little bit longer. Also, after the difficulty bar here, after this gets progressed through 4 times, the difficulty ramps up. So it may end up being that this shows as only being normal difficulty right now, but eventually it's going to be where it's going to be harder or impossible for me to do by myself. So not to mention that again, like I just showed the green nodes. I mean, there was a lot more. There was a lot more blue and red nodes along the way. So that was like maybe 20 green nodes I saw. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17 blue nodes that I had to pass through, and they're all probably in that same similar price range. You're talking another basically 6,000 to 7,000 sparks just to get to the nearest class, which is the Necromancer right here. Next nearest is Archer. Now these are both listed as DPS classes, I believe. Necromancer might be support, similar to how the Lightbringer support. I could be wrong on that. I'm 100% certain the Archer, though, is a DPS class. And then, let's see, after that, there's Slayer, which is DPS. Berserker's over here. I don't know what this is going to be. I would imagine either a DPS or a tank class. And then, let's see. You have Kinetic, which is I would say DPS class. They do, once you get access to the upper Atlas, the training room does let you mess around with them. The other classes give you an idea on how they play, so that way you know what you're doing ahead of time. But that's still just playing through the game. You're talking about having 7,000 sparks, which is basically experience, and they don't give them out to you that well. I mean, I showed you the map, and that was for very specific ones, and I don't think anyone would be able to unless you have not a lot of free time or a bunch of free time. Like, you're not gonna get to this class either by yourself or within a reasonable amount of time. So I'll give you an idea of what they have available for right now in the beta. But again, like, I think this is going to be how they're going to make their money. They're going to put the other classes behind a paywall, and they're going to let the customers decide who is going to buy into them. Now, maybe again, this is a closed beta. Maybe my fears are unfounded. Maybe they could let this be. They could reduce the prices. They could make them closer together. They could add more classes along the way, or make it be that once you get access to the upper echelon, that you can unlock the classes with the because they require their own currency. They require the, let's see, so like this would, so like if I wanted to play the Archer, it requires 300, and I believe the currency name is, yeah, Sparks of Transgression right here, and that would be unlocks new classes. So like right now I demo the Archer. This is the Gunner, which I don't, for some reason it's not showing up for me. And then here's your initial 3 starting classes. Here's the Berserker, here's Slayer, and here's Necromancer. But again, you're talking like 7,000 just to get to the 7,000, like 6,000 to 7,000 just to get to the nearest, like, next few classes, which are going to be the Necromancer, the Archer, I suspect Kinetic would be close as well, and Slayer. So, like, I guess how they're going to have it break down is they're going to have you go from one of the beginning classes out to one of these classes, then you level those up and master them, and then you go from one of these classes down to, so like they have the Berserker here, but they have a bunch of room down here, and like, see, here's another node right here, like an area right here where this has the similar like design to the Berserker and the other classes. Like, so there's probably gonna be another class here, and there's gonna probably be a similar. Yeah, here's another spot for class right there. And here's the Kinetic, like I showed earlier. There's another symbol for a class right here. There's another one right there. Another one right there. And here's the Gunner, which costs 600. So like I don't even have access to the gun if I wanted to buy it initially. And here's looks to be another spot for a class or some sort of buff. So like there's 1, 2, 3, 4, and like there was another, see, 5, 6, or 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Like these 10, like 10, 11, 12. Like there's another 12 spots here for either classes or some sort of major thing, similar to how this one right here is the divine form, which is what I suspect is what they demoed to be the god form you could turn into. But again, these are all like you're talking like just traveling along the upper atlas here, like probably 6,000 to 7,000, unless you try like going from, let's say I want to go from paladin to gunner. So that's going to have me go through 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 large nodes, and anywhere from 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, like anywhere from like 5 to 8 points into each of those areas. So that's we're talking thousands, if not tens of thousands, just for me to get to the gunner, and it will probably be just as many points, if not more so, for me to get from the one of those starting classes to the berserker here. Or what if I wanted to get to one of these major outlying ones over here, because they all give like various talents and things like that are, I suspect, would be available for all classes. So I don't know how they're gonna, and I really don't know how they're gonna handle the classing. Also keep in mind that they have a currency limit too, so I could earn. So they have a weekly reset, and this thing resets every Wednesday 4 a.m. on login or any kind of teleportation. So basically, the limit when I started, if memory serves, was like 500,000 for the credits and 10,000 for the class Sparks of Insight and 5,000 for the class Sparks. So maybe this is an accruing thing, so that way you can't hit 0 and it's like a rollover type thing. But even then, that's still a lot of sparks, like a lot of, for me to get out of, to run out of these. This is this is just, I don't know how they're going to handle it. Maybe this is a closed beta after all. Maybe they lower the requirements. Maybe they make it easier for you to access the class, or they shorten the travel times on some things to get you from like one class to another. But again, this is how I wonder if they're going to handle it. I really am not certain, but this would be my suspicion, and if so, I don't know how I feel about that. Because I understand their business, they need to make their money somehow, and having the fact that the classes are accessible from playthrough is cool, but the distance to get to them might make this something that not many casual fans will want to do, especially if especially because this is a free-to-play game. So this might be something that people are gonna play, realize they get to the Atlas, and then look at the travel time and go, I don't have the time for this. This game is not going to be worth my investment. And they may just drop the game right then and there. I mean, I certainly was certainly bummed out from when I saw that I couldn't access a different class right away, even though I had the points for it from the Sparks of Transgression. But again, this closed beta, it could change. I'm hoping it changes, or at least they address some of the concerns. But that's going to be it for me today. If I get access to the other betas, I will play through them and see if anything has changed, and if anything major has changed where I find out more information, I will certainly put out a video and let you guys know. Otherwise, thank you very much for watching, and hopefully I will see you guys soon.